This is Dino and I'm up here at the lake, up north of Havelock, and we've got a couple of really nice sized pike. This medium 2.5 pound pike is about good size for eating. I'm going to show you how to do the 5-step process in filleting a pike. So I've knocked it out so that it's not live. You got to watch your fingers when you put your fingers in the gill. Do not put your fingers in the teeth, as you can see how sharp they are. Unlike bass, these guys have really razor sharp teeth. Alright, so the first step I'm going to do is flip the fish up onto its belly, sort of like that. And if you have any paper towel, try to wipe it down. It makes it less slimy and slippery. So when you're filleting it, it's a little easier to handle. You heard him grumbling there, that's just the air pockets. Alright, the back of the neck, sort of right about here, I'm going to make 2 incisions. 1, 2, back inside towards the gills, and then right where those 2 lines meet, I'm going to go down, take my knife. When I feel the bone, you're not going to press too hard, but you're going to go across, and you'll hear that sound. What you're doing is getting to the top of the Y bone. You have to expose that Y bone. I'll just leave that for now. And I'm going to do, that's the first of the 5 steps. The other 2 is right here where this fin, the back fin is. Start in just a little bit from that. Otherwise you can hit the Y bone. You'll have bones in this piece. You go back again when you feel the bone, you flip it over, and you take your fillet, take your knife, and you fillet your fish right from that spot without making 2 steps. Then you flip it over, and you do your 3rd step. Again, just from the inside. Grip down on the fish, because it can be still very slippery. Going back, take your knife, keeping it flat. That's your 2nd piece, the 3rd actually. Now what I'm going to show you is the hardest part of filleting a pike, which is why people don't like catching pike and eating pike. It's actually a very good eating fish. It's because of the Y bone. So there's 2 bones here. The meat on the inside you're not going to take. It's from the outside on both ends. So starting from behind the head, if you want to know where it is, you put your finger down and you rub it towards the head, and you'll feel exactly where that bone is if you did your first part right. So you'll start towards the head and making little incisions on the outside of the Y bone. This is sort of the getting it started is the most trickiest part. I like to use my fingers to pull it back, making sure that you don't cut your fingers. And you just start your initial slit all the way to the back. And then you start peeling it back with your thumb all along the outer edge of the Y bone. Working your way back towards the head area. You can see that here. It's very important that you have a sharp knife because it makes this particular step a lot more easier. This little part here I'm just going to cut through. And as you can see, you have that fillet. Now, some people take the knife and run it right through. This side I'm just going to take my knife under the white part and cut it through. Make sure my knife's clean. And there. this off. Alright, so I flipped the pike over and still looking for that Y bone here. It's a little trickier on the second side for balance, holding your pike. See that Y bone right there? I just got to make sure is the starting point is the most important. Again, I find pulling the meat back, flesh back with your finger is key. You can do little slits like this or longer slits. So you see how it's opening up quite nicely. And then I'm going to do this. I could have done that earlier. You pull back your fillet. It's imperative to have a very sharp knife during this process, otherwise you'll won't be a clean cut. So I'm doing this a little differently rather than sawing it. And what you have left is your boned you have your boned fish pretty much cleaned out. And then we're going to skin, the back part. You try to start it off, or if you can't get the hang of it, I'll just split up my fillet in half and skin it out this way. So one piece, those pieces are already done. Flip it over. And if you miss, you can go back to it. And that's your left piece. You left a little skin on that. Sometimes if you're fishing and they want to know what kind of fish you're supposed to take home, you're supposed to leave a little of the skin on the fillet to identify the fish. And that piece, last but not least, is this piece here. Rinse it off a bit. It's like a bone that'll stick in your teeth, but it's a little, you can feel the middle here. If you want to get that part out, you can just slit down the one side. And a little trick here, because it's a little slimy, you go on the outside of this little bone. And then you should be able to peel that. It's really not offensive. It makes it really good for... This is a really nice piece of fish we have here. Now, after you've got that, you can do one of two things. You can either peel that off, starting back at the back. And you see how that bone is. You can either use your finger. What I like to do instead of trying to rip that out and peeling it back, because it still can be a little slimy, is I like to just fillet the two pieces, skin them, and then you can take this last piece and then rip it right out. Again, it's not a real big deal to have that. And then you have these really nice two pieces you can make fish fingers with. I like to cut them a little bit. I like to cut them in half Those are a little bit long anyway, and it makes a really nice eating size. And that's how to fillet a pike, and that's quite a bit of fish there. Just want to say thanks for stopping in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good day.